Imagine this: one tiny shift in your morning routine could improve your digestion, increase your metabolism, detox your system, and even reduce your anxiety. We're talking about warm water. This is the Biohacking Consultant, and we're going to get right into it. Welcome back, listeners. This is the Biohacking Consultant, and I'm your host, Dr. Farah Fatani. My career spans in both the clinical and operational sides of medicine in America and the Middle East for almost 15 years, and I started this podcast as an extension of my mission at FAF Advisory, which is to spread wellness and help you achieve peak body performance and longevity. So today we're talking about something so simple yet so effective, and it's good from everything from digestion to detox to weight loss. And it's as simple as drinking warm water. So we're going to talk about why warm water is better to drink for you than cold water, and what the real differences are in terms of the physiological effects that it has on the body and why temperature matters. So warm water is anywhere between 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, which is 104 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's closer to your body's internal temperature, which could explain why physiologically your body reacts better to warm water than it does to cold water in most situations. Now, cold water is going to be around 5 to 15 degrees Celsius, which is about 40 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, those differences seem small, sure, but your body reacts to them in very, very different ways. And we're going to talk about why that is. So we're going to talk about what drinking warm water can actually do for your body. So first, in terms of digestion. So warm water helps relax the GI system, okay? It helps relax your GI tract. It supports peristalsis, which is the wave-like muscle movement that pushes food along your gastrointestinal tract, okay? Another thing warm water is really great for is detoxification. So your lymphatic system is basically your body's drainage system and your network of immune surveillance. So warm water helps keep lymph fluid moving, and it makes mucus less sticky. So when you're fighting off a virus, for example, or doing detox protocols, warm water is the way to go. Another thing it does is it's great for your circulation. It's actually much better for your circulation. So warm water naturally dilates your blood vessels, and that means better blood flow to your tissues, and it's especially helpful in the morning time or in colder climates. Now, the next one on the list is something that may come as a bit of a surprise, because when you think hydration, you usually think about cold, refreshing water, right? But warm water is absorbed quicker than cold water is. So it's actually better for hydration. So especially first thing in the morning when you're in a fasted state, warm water can rehydrate you a lot more efficiently. So you're waking up, you're a little dehydrated from the night, and instead of shocking your system with ice water, you ease into rehydration. And there's a huge difference in how your body responds to that. And that's why it absorbs it better and hydrates you better. And because of that, is the next thing on the list, which is constipation relief. So if you're feeling a little backed up or you deal with, irregularity, drinking warm water in the morning especially, and if you add in a little lemon and a pinch of Himalayan pink salt, it can stimulate your bowels. So it's basically like a gentle laxative, and you don't need any supplements or pills or any of that. And another thing it's great for is your nervous system. So warm water activates your parasympathetic nervous system, and it can reduce your stress, lower your cortisol, and help you shift out of that high alert sympathetic state. So what about cold water? We're just going to forget about it? Well, no, but you have to think about context and what you're looking for, right? So, of course, cold water has its legitimate uses, obviously post-workout, for example, or on a very hot day. To help regulate your body temperature, reduce inflammation. So if you're out in a hot climate, of course, you don't want to overheat. Cold water makes sense. But if you are looking to achieve certain goals and for, everyday use, warm water is actually going to do a lot more benefits for you. And why is that? Well, cold water slows down your digestion, so it actually causes the muscles of the stomach to contract. Fats in your food can solidify when they hit that colder temperature, which essentially will slow everything down. So that's not super ideal if you're looking to optimize gut health. Also, it constricts your blood vessels and can delay your hydration. There's even some evidence that it can trigger mild stress responses like adrenaline or cortisol spikes. And that's especially true if consumed quickly in a fasted state. There's also something that a lot of people don't realize is that cold water can increase your hunger. And that's not really great if you're, trying to intermittent fast or, lose weight. The shock to the system can spike your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, and make fasting even harder for you. So let's have a little head-to-head. Drinking warm water versus drinking cold water. So when you're talking about digestion, warm water takes the point for that one because it enhances it. Cold water slows it down. When you're talking about hydration, warm water is more efficient while cold water will delay hydration. If you're talking about lymphatic flow, warm water promotes lymphatic flow while cold water restricts it. Now, for the nervous system, warm water will calm it down, cold water will stimulate it. If you're talking about fasting support, warm water controls your appetite a lot better. Cold water will trigger hunger. For exercise recovery, cold water takes the point on that one because it is anti-inflammatory. So I'm going to give you some great warm water hacks that you can use for different things. So for your morning elixir, while you are in fasted state, get some warm water, add a half a lemon or a juice of a half a lemon, and a pinch of salt. For a pre-focus boost, you can get some warm water, some apple cider vinegar, and cayenne pepper. And, if you really want to kick it up a notch, you can add a little low-dose caffeine or some adaptogens, like something like ashwagandha. For sleep support, you want some warm water with chamomile tea, ashwagandha, or reishi. And if you're fasting, have a few sips of some warm water, and that should curb your hunger and stabilize your mood. And there must be something to this because I remember in college I had a roommate from China who wouldn't even touch cold water. I mean, she never ever drank anything but warm water, and she said her grandma said it was for health. So it was really, really interesting. There must be something to it, and it must be legitimate because the Chinese are very much about ancient remedies and such. The science agrees. And that'll do it for today's episode. And I realize it's uploaded a day late. That's because I had an emergency and I'm the only one who does this. I don't have a social media team behind me. I don't have strategists or, anyone like that for this podcast. It's literally just me and a microphone, and it's just me making it happen. So your subscriptions and your likes and your comments really, really help out this podcast. So be generous with those. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. And I will see you hopefully next Friday. Later!